Hi guys, it's Mattiace with some tips, some help. You might even call it a tutorial. And it's mostly going to be about the early game, how to survive those first encounters and how to benefit from all the random stuff that you come across. Now listen to that sound just as I drop the proximity mine. Yeah, no, it's a little bit hard to hear. It was an enemy who was using a snapshot grenade, the very thing that I picked up there. Check it out when I use it. So I throw it, and then I pick up my flash again. And there, you see, he actually shows up, and then I flash him after using the snapshot. And for obvious reasons, he is completely defenseless. The way flash works in Warzone is not like in Counter-Strike. It's not like you can just turn away and face a wall or something in order to avoid being flashed. And the stun grenade can make you even more vulnerable. Now when you're flashed, you can at least randomly just run around and maybe try to make yourself a difficult target. That doesn't work with the stun, and that's why I always choose a stun over the flash if I can. So just like with any other battle royale, people know that whenever two guys have been in combat, whoever survived that engagement is most likely going to have a few seconds where he or she is going to be very, very vulnerable. You need to plate up, you need to reload your weapon, and in some cases you're also standing with your nose in the loot of the dead player that you just killed, and then you're even more of an easy target. Now notice how after I killed the first guy, I didn't stand and reload and heal up over the loot, because I know that if somebody is nearby, they're going to go for me right away. What you want to do is just run through the loot so you pick up whatever plates and ammo that you can carry at the moment. But if there is something that you have a little bit of a hard time picking up, like for example an armor satchel or something, if you can't pick it up right away, make sure that you plate up first, reload first, and then go back for it. And make sure that when you go back for it, you really do count on the fact that there is likely going to be another player trying to pick off an easy kill, that easy kill being you. Now in a building such as this, just running up the stairs or moving around the corner, getting into another room while plating up and while reloading your weapon, that very simple decision might be the thing that saves your life. I also want to say this about your tacticals. Whatever tacticals you have, it's better to overuse it than not use it enough. There's plenty to go around, and when I first started playing Warzone, I actually thought that I really want to save it up and use it at the right moment, and as it turned out, I was just overthinking everything. There is plenty to go around. Just throw it, get used to how they work, because even though these tacticals have similarities, they also have these tiny little differences, and you really want to get used to it. You really want to learn how to benefit from it. So it's better to throw 10 too many than 10 too few, because at least you get used to how they function. Yeah, just like I know that people are gonna go for me after I've been able to kill off a guy, if I see two people fighting, I instantly try to go for that third-party opportunity to get an easy kill. Now, one of the things that I've had a hard time deciding on has been what lethal to use. I've been using the C4 and the Semtex and the regular grenade and whatnot, and lately I've been trying to go back to the C4 again mainly because of the shield actually. People have been starting to using the shield quite a bit, and I know that Semtex is really good against them, but the C4 is just a bit more versatile. Obviously good against people camping in buildings and against vehicles. Here I'm taking a few grenades actually, and luckily I have one myself. Cooking it a little bit, and the guy has to get out of cover, and I finish him off. Pretty standard, pretty simple. But one of the things is that almost all other lethals, or all of them actually, once you hit whatever surface you hit, they deal their damage right then and there. And the regular grenade is the only one that bounces off, and that is something that many times you can benefit from, but you have to think about it. Throwing a grenade into a building, for example, can be much better than throwing in a Semtex, for example, since the Semtex might get stuck where you don't want it or where it doesn't deal all that much damage, while the bounce of a regular grenade can bounce into that corner or up on the second floor where you really want it. Now, one of my favorite things to use is the stopping power. Now, this goes without saying why this is such a good upgrade, but the problem with this one is that it's quite rare. And many times when I get it, I'm wondering, should I use it for this particular weapon or one of the weapons that I have at the moment, or should I save it and use it until after I get my loadout or until after I get a better weapon? Now in this scenario, it goes without saying, I'm gonna use it because I'm being hunted and whoever's hunting me is nearby. Now me, for example, I really like the Uzi over the P90. I know a lot of people react on that, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I just seem to do better with it. Otherwise, what's important to understand about the stopping power ammo is that it will give you one round or one clip of stopping power ammo regardless of how big that magazine is. So if you like any of the LMGs that spawn in throughout the map, then you can have 100 of these very powerful rounds and you don't have to worry about reloading. Even if you're reloading when you've fired a couple of bullets, you're still going to be able to use all of those 100 bullets unless you get killed first or drop that weapon. Yeah, not only did I die to that car that I destroyed or that I damaged enough so that it later exploded, but the guy that I killed who was in that car was rewarded with that kill. Now, is that a reason for a Reddit thread? So here you see me doing something that I actually quite recently started doing. Whenever I see more tacticals than I can actually carry, many times I just threw them or use them at where they are, and then sometimes, if you're lucky, you actually stun somebody or gas somebody or flash somebody. And many times this is a player that you had no idea was there in the first place. You actually reveal where a player is by just randomly using a tactical. Now here is a feature that haven't been in the game all that long, so some of you guys might not know about it. It looks like an ammo box, but it's actually a armor box, and in this situation that is exactly what I need. Now I get it from looting this crate, which I actually was thinking about ignoring since I'm in combat here and I want to focus on my enemy. Luckily I did open that crate and it did give me exactly what I needed at that time. Now I know that this scope, this night vision scope, is really good, but I just don't like it. It just confuses the hell out of me, and yeah, I just rarely ever do good with it. Now, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think that my least favorite tactical is actually the gas grenade. But as of lately, I've actually started benefiting from it more and more. Now, the problem with the gas grenade is that it affects you quite a bit. The gas cloud is quite big, and many times you can't get into that room and finish a guy off without being affected by the gas yourself. So yeah, I much prefer the stun or the snapshot grenade or even the flash, but sometimes you just have to use what you have. So yeah, both the lethal and the tacticals in Warzone are really good. You just have to use it at the right time and at the right place. Now I will end this video with a C4 kill, but before that you'll see what it can look like when you benefit from a decoy grenade. It's actually a quite good tool as well. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the video, and big thanks for watching.
evaded the enemy track. Good work.
There we go. He got wrecked.
Request recon flyover. UAV entering the AO.